Hello, cats and kittens, and the silver spoons, little boy blue, and man's on the moons, and all those things. Oh boy. So go ahead and start sharing the things. Alright. I just watched a John Wick parody where they replace all the gunshots with Michael Jackson noises. And it's like, thank you, Planet Earth, for all the wonderful weirdness that you bring into our lives. Definitely tremendous. Definitely the best. And I definitely will believe you. Yeah. Dear God. Anyway. Welcome to the things! I'm your host, Justin Fox, of Justin Fox Media. I just realized that I forgot to put Justin Fox Media instead of just Justin Media on my YouTube. I just rock and I roll. If you are the praying type, I would like you to pray for my homeboy, Stan Farina. He's in the hospital. And be praying for his health. His kidneys and heart to be restored. I've talked about Stan on this channel many times. And yeah, just need you to pray in agreement with the Holy Spirit. Yeah, that would be good. That would be good. Alright. There we go with that. Then we'll throw up another one on the face communications. Alright. Bam. I'll just share this out in the wild. Development. Oh, here we go. Okay. Okay. There we go. All right. Now, I made some recent discoveries recently in a recent manner. And those discoveries are the power of confession. And with that power of confession, I've learned that your brain cannot concentrate on confession and thinking at the same time. So therefore, if you have bad rhetoric in your head, you literally can't think of You can't think at the same time as you're actually talking. You know, so whatever you say will always trump what you're thinking. If you're made in the image of God, then that means that you should speak things, speak life over yourself, say something positive about yourself, rather than trying to outthink all the bad stuff in your head. So that means that you need to actually speak to your day, which I will do now. So, full disclosure, I did not end on a good note last night. And nothing like disastrously bad happened or anything like that, you know. Just some tough conversations, things like that, you know. No yelling, no screaming, no cursing anybody out, nothing like that. Just some tough conversations. And just didn't end on a good note, I don't think. At least in my head. And I was like, well, that sucks. But okay. But as I begin to think about it, I was like, you know what needs to happen? I need to actually go ahead and confess good things over the situation. So right now, because of last night, I'm not in the greatest mood and everything. But I want to do this with you guys live, so that you guys can kind of get it. So nothing bad is happening. You're going to recover. You're allowed to make mistakes. Justin, you can recover from mistakes. You recover from a lot worse in your life. There's clear evidence of that. You're smart enough to go ahead and put together a decent game plan to do more of the things. You've always been good at doing the things, and you're going to get better at it. So let's stop the pity party and go out there and win something. So at least let's get this live stream done. Invite your friend over, talk about some good things, and that's going to be that. You know. Now, to document these things, I feel a lot better already. And that's all that it took. Legitimately, I do. So, yeah. A lot of times, all the head work that we're trying to do, you know, in terms of, you know, well, I need to figure everything out. It's like, no, you don't. It's not the figuring. It's the confession. You know? A ton of stuff going on in my head that is just unresolved, and your brain doesn't like things that are unresolved. Oh my gosh. This thing right here. Excuse me. There's a ton of things that are unresolved in my head right now, and and I'm just like, I don't need to sit here and think about it all the time. I just need to go out and execute the best way that I can, and I will go ahead and execute the best way that I can. So, yeah. Don't try to figure everything out. You're not going to. And you're not going to outthink yourself. You're not going to outthink yourself to do the right things or whatever it is. Because there is a third party, if you believe that sort of thing, that is at all times trying to kill you and make you mediocre. Now, that may sound a little bit more existential than you would like. But it is interesting how there's this drive in our brains to... I should have done that differently. Drive in our brains to just implode a lot of times, you know. And I know that my brain is wanting to protect itself from trauma, so it avoids challenging things because it's not quite sure if you can execute it and doesn't like the trauma, so therefore your brain is just kind of like, no, unless I do that. And I'm talking about that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like the weirdness of what's in there sometimes. I've heard this quote recently: the mind is a dangerous place. Don't go in alone. The mind is a dangerous place. Don't go in alone. And I was like, bruh. That's very true. This is why you pay psychiatrists and copious amounts of money. Because they know that the mind is a dangerous place. And you don't want to go in alone. You want to put in as much resistance to your mind as you possibly can. Because whether it be someone or something, however you want to put it, but it has gotten into your face, in your head, whether it be in the form of a person that bad parents, bad person, bad experiences, bad whatever, you know, these things just happen to come into our lives, and then they happen to attack the areas in which you are more than likely supposed to be excelling at and helping other people in. It's absolutely amazing how that works out. Someone comes in and speaks death and doubt over you in the one area that if you had your way, you would absolutely love to go back into. The thing that you love the most is the thing you get attacked at the most. Without fail. So when I look at things like that, I'm just kind of like, how coincidental. Nothing else is attacked. But everything around the thing that you would love to do, the passion that you have, those type of things, those are the things you're attacked about. I'm just like, wow, I'm just like, that's just fascinating to me. So, behold, there's stuff trying to kill you. And sometimes it's just old ideas. Don't blame everything on the devil, you know what I'm saying? Some stuff is just stuff that you think that you're trying to protect. Your brain's just concocted in order to protect itself from failure or whatever else. So that's just the brain doing its job, you know. So whatever with that. I'm talking about, you know, certain things, you're just kind of like, what did the thought to wax myself, to kill myself, or where did that thought come from? Where did some of these thoughts come from? You know? Where did the thought of no one loves me comes from, you know? Which is completely not true, you know what I'm saying? Nobody loves you, nobody loves you. Nobody loves you, you know? Why would you want to think that way? So, you know, just asking these questions, I think, is important, and that's what people get paid to do. Is that they have these answers inside of them, you know, but we don't get too much opportunity to actually explore it ourselves. So it's it's a crazy thing in your brain, your mind. And the only weapon that you really got is Christen Dome. It's the blood of the Lamb and the word of the testimony. The word of the testimony. And it's this concept of being relieved of guilt and condemnation and giving word utterance that guilt and condemnation is gone. That's a cool existential thing about Christ, is the fact that, you know, when you give your life to Him and you repent of those things, you know, there's an experience that you have with the living God, and you know forgiveness. It's almost like an unknown thing. Like, people talk about, you know, how they feel lifted, you know what I'm saying? How they feel lighter when they let something go. You know, when you come to Christ, it's like that. It's that feeling times, I don't know, it's a different experience altogether. It's like you're lighter, but at the same time, there's this realization of depth to that just makes you fall in love with Him. It's hard to describe, if you can describe it. I don't think that you can. But that's the beauty of it. It's this. This unreal I guess this is unreal, like, pieces comes over you, you know? I don't know how else to describe it, but the idea of it, you know, is the getting rid of the guilt and condemnation and speaking something good over yourself. Good. It's a pretty good thing. It's a pretty good thing. It's a really good thing. So to be functional, you know, at least in this world, you know, you have to let go of the things that you think are so bad, you know. It's like, see here. I wish there was some kind of like recall feature on here. Yeah, there's just this, you just have to let go of some stuff and then, you know, speak some good things over yourself. Like when you say something out loud, it has a higher probability if it landed into your subconscious than, you know what I'm saying, you just having something sit in your brain. You know what I'm saying? And it's a tough fight. Like, some of you guys, you know, out there, probably grew up in a kind of a verbally abusive home and everything, which I think is way worse than like physical abuse. It's the words that stick with you. The scars heal, but the words stick with you. You know? It's kind of like I probably won't be very fast because of the sloth. Kind of like if you people get whooped, you know, when they're get whippings. Some people get toe up too when they're little kids. Get toe up, but if they're around a healthy family and things like that, you know, they recover from, like, you know, the whoopings, you know what I'm saying? They sit there and say all the time, you know, I had a wonderful childhood, etc., etc. But then you get beat, like, yeah, I deserved it though, but yeah, you know, those things are traumatic, you know what I'm saying? You're not seeing people who got whooped, you know, walking around the street going, you know what I'm saying? Or you just like hear the snap of a belt, you know what I'm saying? They don't like hide under a table or something like that, you know, that doesn't really happen. What does happen though is the words associated with that kind of stuff. That's what messes people up. That stays in there. That confession is what messes you up. You know, whether it be in your, because that stuff sticks into your subconscious, you know, because it's repeated over and over and over again. And you remember those moments, and your brain begins to wire itself to that confession over you. And that becomes normal. And if something bad becomes normal, then you got a problem. And that's the problem. When you think some whack stuff that happened to you is normal, and you try to live that way, and people are like, that's not normal. And you try to yell at them to convince them that it is, rather than you actually change because you're too scared to change, because that means doing something different, and you don't want to do something different because you might fail at it. Because, you know, you got beat up for failing at anything, so okay. Yeah, let's not change. I get it. I totally get that. The problem with that, though, is that it doesn't push you to be something different than the thing that you grew up in. So most likely, if you are not changing, you are most likely behaving just like the people that abused you. Most likely. If you're not real careful. Because they're the one that trained you. They're the one who taught you what normal is. So if you have all these emotional things, and emotion and memory ties in very, very closely. If you are remembering the biggest lessons of your life, or the most messed up parts of it and everything, and they got the same treatment more than likely, you're the second, maybe third generation, sometimes even fourth generation to do that. So you can stop the family curse and do something different. You know? You know, like, I won't front, like, you know, we don't say very nice things to each other, you know, and in the family. And they're meant as jokes, so it's not like maliciousness, you know what I'm saying? It's not like that. But, you know, we're always kind of riding each other all the time, you know. And we know it's a joke, but your subconscious doesn't distinguish the difference. That stuff still floats around in there. So as soon as you mess up, what happens is that this, I'm calling a third party, pulls that up, and the very thing that they say in a joking manner comes to the front of my mind. You know, I'm like, oh man, maybe I am that. It's like, dang, bruh. I really am a screw up or whatever, you know, stuff like that, you know. And I'm just like, why do I think that way? Am I thinking that way, or is it just on autopilot? If it's on autopilot, I gotta change that crap. And the only real way to change it is through confession, saying out loud. And it's okay if you look crazy, you know, to say it out loud. If that thought comes to your head, you know, to walk around the room and say, you know, no, I'm not a screw up. I make mistakes, just like everybody else on the planet, and I'm allowed to make them. Deal with it. And I will deal with it. And I'll deal with it well. And I'll deal with it healthier than other people that I know. So that I can live in the way that I'm trying to live, and prosper, and have my generations succeed me in a healthy, mature manner. But I'm not tying myself to feeling bad about myself because I may have messed up. No, I'm not doing that. And every time that thought comes in there, you gotta take hold of it immediately. You know? Yeah, this. I like I say, I map everything about with emotions. So, you know, sloth is not very. Doesn't sleep easily. He's always chilled. Fatigued easily, depressed easily. Either way. So you just gotta fight. Fight with your words. So I promise you this. That stuff doesn't stop on its own. I literally don't know where these people are from, so therefore sometimes I'm like, I'll use some like American slang, and it'll be like, huh? Pretty funny. And the thing I'm talking about too is that you'll see a lot of, you know, motivational people and speakers and things like that, you know, talk about, you know, what they confess over themselves, you know, first thing in the morning, or whatever it may be, you know. So and they're successful, and instead of being cynical towards those things, maybe give it a shot, give it a try, because if they're at least doing better than you mentally, probably give them a shot. At the very least. Again, not a criticism on anybody, it's just the reality of the situation. But these are things that I have discovered recently that's changing my life now. And yeah, it's really changing my life. It sounds like having a double life. There's like your thought life, then your confessed life. It's two different things. Your thought life usually is like, unless you have a bunch of stuff on the outside, exterior stuff like pouring into you, you know what I'm saying, with good audio stuff and good music, good, you know, things that are good by nature that are going to lift you up and everything, you know, it's not going to dilute about the 80% of negative crap that's in your head. And your mind is very, very expansive, so the fact that a lot of times, you know, when you do something that's not good and everything, that beat the crap out of yourself about it, you know what I'm saying? That's not good. So you better have something else in there to dilute all that other junk that's in there. You gotta have it. You know, otherwise you're through. You know, you're super through. So done. But yeah, I hope that you take that seriously. Hopefully that can help you. Whoever you are listening. But I really hope that can help you. Because if you're anything like me, it's absolutely horrible. Doing the back and forth in terms of, you know what I'm saying, have a good day, bad day, good day, bad day, good day, bad day, good day, bad day, you know. And no, meds aren't gonna fix it. They can give some clarity for a little while, but they're not gonna fix it. You want things to be fixed, not duct taped together. And it bugs me that we're told that well, this is just unfixable, you're going to have to deal with it for the rest of your lives. It's like, what? Don't tell someone that. That's horrible. And maybe, I think, maybe, you know, the idea is that, you know, Well, if you know that it's not something going on with them, then you know, maybe they can cope with that and just say, you know, well, I have an imbalance or whatever it may be, and they can kind of go on with some semblance of a life. I'm like, why do they want that kind of life though? That becomes the tough part, is just saying that, you know, hey, deal with it. And there could be encouraged with that, absolutely, but at the same time too, is like sometimes that's just not enough to tell someone that you're screwed forever. Well, you might have to fight some things forever and, you know, get to the fight. Absolutely, you know, it is a fight. Absolutely a fight, but don't, because it's a fight, you know what I'm saying, don't give up. Just have to really go for it. Fight that thing. You can fight it. You can overcome it. It's just going to be tough. I had to tell myself that, you know. It can get better. Now, I will say this, though, too. If there is intelligence involved with getting assailed every day in your own head, there is some other intelligence or whatever, you know, that's doing that, then yes, that's not going, that's the fight is not going to ever go away. Absolutely not. And I think that's a lot of fights are never going to go away, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to fight for your relationships. You got to fight for okay, don't know what that's about. You got to fight for your marriage. You got to fight for to stay alive. You always got to fight and overcome things. You always have to do that. So don't hear me say this, you know what I'm saying? One day you're gonna be able to put on auto, you know, just put on everything on autopilot and just have smooth sailing. No. If you want to maintain the things you got to keep on doing the things that you have been doing to maintain those, to gain those things. You got to keep on doing those things consistently. I'm here talking about consistency while I like upload every other week or something like that. But still, I mean, it's still the truth though. You know, that's the truth of the matter. So yes, things can get better, but you're always going to have to maintain whatever it is that you build. That's the work that never ceases. And then once you stop doing that kind of work, well, you're about to get got. I'll be right back. Respond to this person asking about the game. But you do have to maintain that fight. Maintenance is cultivation. Anything that you don't cultivate is gonna die. Yeah. Anything that you don't cultivate is going to die. So you can take a good seed, put it in the right environment, and if you don't water that thing, take care of it and maintain it, it's going to die. So so yeah, you do have to keep fighting, but fight with some good people. Fight with some really good people. We're going to be unlike you. We'll fight with some good people. But your life can get better. You just have to make sure you're cultivating things correctly, that's all. Generic? Yeah. Right now I'm talking to a bunch of people on the Watch Me Work network, which is really, really cool stuff. Huh, I may have met another brother or sister online. That's cool. I love meeting family online. When Jesus says, you know, who are my mother and my brother, except for those who follow the will of my Father, you know, and then I thought about the logistics of it, and I was like, you know what, if blood is thicker, as they say, then if Jesus' blood, which is eternal, also covers me, then that means that that brother or sister is more brother and sister than my actual brother and sister. You know, that's an eternal bond right there. So when I meet another professing Christian, you know, and they're displaying the fruits of the Spirit and things like that, you know, I'm like, I get excited, I get happy about that. I'm like, yay, I meet a sister or brother, you know, it's exciting to me. So I may have met another brother or sister, you know, I love meeting family. I really do. I love meeting family. Okay, I don't know what you're going to be next. Yay! There's another sister online. I get to meet this other sister online. Yay! That's so freaking exciting. Gosh, I love that. And that just makes my soul just leap. Very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. Awesome. Yeah. Let's see. And this will do avarice for him right here. Alright. Bam. Gucci gang, Gucci gang. Let's make an average graphic. Oh. Hey, what does that crap? Nope. Right here. All right. Bam. And bam. Yeah. I'm gonna be heading out here pretty soon, guys. Guys and gals, cats and kittens. person's being played. Good stuff. Okay. Everest. So. Alright. Cool beans. So that's all straight. That in. I just need to write the script for it. But I think that's going to be it for this time around, guys. I've prattled along long enough. I have company coming over here pretty soon, too. So, yeah. But anyone out here dealing with those kind of things floating around your head a lot of times, you know what I'm saying? Keep it a good fight. And it is a fight, though. You can do it. You can maintain it. You can get into the habit of positive speech and things like that. You know. The day is yours, you know. You can choose how you interpret the day and your perspective on the day and things like that. So it's all up to you. It really is. So anyway, I'm gonna say bye to my new sister here. And have to catch you guys in the remix. So, but thank you guys so much for joining. It's been a lot of fun. You can find out ways to support me in the links in the description below on the YouTube's channels. Spread the Patreon love around because more Patreons I can get, the faster I can build this thing and everything. And there's just a lot of work to do ahead, and I'm excited about all of it. So anyway, guys, I'll catch y'all in the remix, and yeah. Scott Jacobson's on here all of a sudden. This is why I'm about to sign out. Doggone it, Scott. Why you making me love you so much, huh? What's up, bro force? Man, it was really good. Really good seeing you. You caught me on the tail end though of me signing out of here. So yeah. But Scott, I got to if you watched the playback on the live stream, I met another sister in Christ. I have no idea where she's at, but she's a phenomenal artist, man. She's really, really good. But I met another sister, so that was kind of cool. Scott, how can you get to school when you're too cool for school? Gosh! You're too cool for that, man. Yeah, the only reason why I had to go, Scott, is because I have a guest coming over here. We're going to talk about the things and everything. So, yeah, plus I need to get my confessions out and everything, you know. So, I haven't neglected to do that. But watch the playback on the stream. Also, I think I talked about some important things just in terms of, you know, confession and things like that, you know, and ruling the day, ruling it, ruling. Stop. But anyway, guys, sorry to leave to leave you, Scott. Otherwise, I stay for a little bit longer, but I have a guest coming over, so that's the only reason why I'm gonna go ahead and bounce this time around. But again, Patreon and links and all that type of stuff is in the description below. Guys, take care of yourselves, and yeah, do the good things, say the good things, and you'll be all right. Bye bye.